TNT. Shut my nigga Wally, he be talking for the team. One day I getting cream, duty sipping lean. Shot be doing numbers, curving bitches like he sing. Cook is just a bully, better hide your diamond ring. Yeah, cool, we just came home after it feels like a dream. Calm down, we don't want your honey.
Hey guys, welcome to Mix103x TV. It's your girl Karina Marie, and check out this exclusive interview with Clev Brown.
Hey guys, Clev Brown here with Mix103x TV, and I'm joined today by DJ Big Lou 163. He's a DJ, of course you knew that. So we're gonna have DJ Big Lou 163 tell us his story, but just really quick, why do we have to add the 163? Is that where you're from?
Yeah, that's the neighborhood. That's the street, you know, Simpson 16. I'm originally from Simpson. Okay. So 163, you know, it's just a, you know, it's a long avenue. So 163, yeah, you know. I mean, like I told you, there's so many Big Lou's in the world. So I'm like.
Yeah, we want to set them apart. You know, we don't want we don't want you going on social media looking for Big Lou, and you have all these Lou's over here. So we have to get the one over here.
163,
so
yes,
definitely 163. So was that where you were born and raised, or is that where you currently just reside at the moment?
Actually, I was born in so BX Kelly Street 163, and then I just moved up a couple of blocks up years later, Simpson 163.
Awesome. So it's still pretty much local.
Yeah, definitely.
Still pretty local.
I didn't really go nowhere far. Just let's go up the block.
That's all there is to it. Yeah. So, Big Lou, how long have you been DJing for?
Close to 20 years.
Wow. Okay.
Close to 20 years.
That's awesome because I had someone on the show earlier who's a DJ, and what I told him was, from what I understand, is that the art form of DJing is definitely something that's old, meaning that's been around for a while, but at the same time, it's still progressively changing and growing.
Definitely.
So it's really awesome is that you have the experience, like you pretty much have seen where it's been, and you see where it's at, and you see where it's going to go. So that's really golden. So with that said, how do you see the evolution of DJing from the way it was then to how it is now?
I mean, you see it on TV all the time. Like, commercials kind of corny, but the girls is, I don't know what they selling, but the girl, she's DJing and she's got the controller and she's got the CDJs, and I'm like, and she's not doing anything, but you know, it's just, that's how you know it's growing, because it's incorporated in everything on TV, like everything. Like you go to stores now, and clothing stores, and there's a DJ there. You know, it's just like everywhere, like incorporated everywhere, like, you know, so. I mean, that's a good thing, you know, because there's so many of us in New York City. Like, it's competition is fierce, like, so.
And, you know, and that's why I'm glad to be speaking to you, because you've been through it. Right. So and like, you know, I'm very much uneducated about DJing. As I mean, my only knowledge is actually just going to a party and hearing a DJ. Right. But, you know, I hear my DJ friends talk. Like, I do have friends who are DJs, and I hear them talk amongst each other. And there are some of my friends who weren't really doing it for 20 years, but were doing it for a long time, long enough to see the use of technology change. Meaning, like, a few years ago, people were actually using actual turntables, and now people are using laptops. So nowadays, I feel like, you know, some DJs are, you know, for the whole, you know, laptop thing. I have some friends who are not with the laptop thing at all. They're like, we have to actually bring records out and everything. So my question for you is, what's your position on the technology use of how DJs DJ?
You know, I mean, I came from the era from the turntables and the cassette decks and stuff like that. But I mean, it just made a lot of things easier. From like, carrying a bunch of crates to now you just carry your laptop. Or you got a hard drive. But, you know, back in the days, it was just the records and the turntables and the mixers. So you was going through the, you know, the basic elements of DJing, but now it's just, they simplified it with the laptops and, you know, the controllers and the CDJs. So, I mean, I think it's a good thing coming from where I came from. Like, I'm blood, sweat, and tears. I was, me and my crew like this, in the winter storms and all kind of weather. Just, it was just hard. But, you know, now it's just, I bring my book bag and I bring another book bag for my controller or whatever I'm using, and I'm good. You know, I've been through the hard times. And
wow, so you actually you know, lug pounds of equipment?
It's 20 crates, 10, depending on what, of course, what are you doing, but, you know, you want to bring a little bit of everything for everybody, so crates was just how, you know, we was moving. But now it's either on your laptop or you got a controller to bring the extra stuff on it, and makes it a lot easier, that's it, you know. Yeah. I mean, I wish all the brothers go through the era of the turntables, the crates, so they could know what the hardship of what we had to go through to, you know, to go now to how they made it into now. So, you know, it's hard, but I mean, I don't diss nobody for it, but I wish brothers could go through that era so they could be like, oh wow, this was hard, and now it's just a lot. Wow, you know, it's one of those things. You know, I was just like, and I was stuck for a long time, and then I was just like, my man was like, come on, dude, you got to move up, and I was like, yeah, all right. Let's do it.
So when you first had your start in DJing, were you ever DJing a party where people would like literally break down and like get into like breakdancing battles? Like, were you ever, were you ever part of that scene? Because you know, a lot of my friends who were doing it for a while, they said it was very common to, you know, DJ an event and, you know, people are like breakdancing each other. And as a DJ, you're responsible for creating the tone of how they battle each other.
It's true. And depending on what you're playing, you know, it's all depending on what you're playing. Like, I used to do so many parties, like house parties, and some people used to look at what I'm playing and go, Lou, you gonna play that? No, don't do that. And then I'm like, why? They be like, and then I know, but I'm saying, but no, it's just a hype record. No, it's gonna start a fight. And then 5 minutes later, they go to fight and the party, and everybody's running around and start shooting. And so, yeah, it's all about the music, you know. You know, you set the tone. So it depends on what you're playing and how the crowd is moving with you, you know.
So where do you typically go for venues? Are you doing bars, clubs, house parties?
Yeah, I'm doing everything. I mean, you know, whatever I could fit myself into. I do a lot of radio now. So, you know, I'm on smradio.com. I do a lot of radio. And I mean, I do a lot of different, you know, I work with Mix103. I do this, you know, I do stuff for them. And I do a lot of radio, you know, but I do a lot of events. You know, I'm, like I said, wherever I can fit in. 'Cause like I said, New York competition is fierce. So just so many of us. I mean, I don't got no hate for no brothers. I wish we all uplift each other, but there's a lot of competition out here. Lots of competition. And then there's brothers that's, I'll give you for $75. You hurting us by doing that stuff. You know, you hurting the brothers that's been doing it hard, and, you know, it's a lot of that going on, but, you know, what are you going to do?
So you're saying like $75, like they would pay a DJ to...
Yeah, for the night, you know, so you're shortchanging yourself. But some brothers are that kind of quality, that kind of, you know, that's what you paying for $75, that's what you're going to get. You might not get what you get when you pay $300, but, you know, I'm just saying it's just so, there's so many, you know, I went through that era where it was just making good money. Then all of a sudden it was just like, oh, what happened? Everybody's just, you know, because there was brothers, I'll charge you $100. You be like, and you standing there like, I'm charging you $250, and they're like, well, I'm gonna go with. Okay, I understand.
I kind of, okay, now that you bring that up, I kind of know what you're talking about, because I have a lot of friends who do DJs. They DJ events and parties, and they'll even tell me they get paid $50, or they'll be offered a free drink just for showing up at an event. So that's very common. It's like, you come DJ for like 3 hours straight, we'll give you one free drink.
Yeah,
you know?
it is.
So it's and coming from you, someone who's been there for a while, it's safe to say that it looks like people are just, well, DJs in particular are just forced to sell themselves short. Like, I don't feel like they want to do that.
Right.
But there's just some kind of mold that makes it that way, where you have to just take what you can get, $50 or a free drink, you know?
Right.
So what do you think needs to change in order for it to be where it was, talking about $300, $400 gigs?
A lot of brothers need to stop shortchanging, you know, and I think people need to, like, like how you say that? Like they people like beds, you know. Like you got to find the right brother that's gonna work or sister that's gonna fit fit your event, and that's where you should go with. But not just pick somebody because they charging you a certain price, like because everybody's underbidding you. So you're like, oh, I'm not gonna change my price because like nah, like I think I'm worth this, and this is what I'm worth, and I'm bringing a lot of quality with my set, and I don't feel like it should, but a lot of brothers it's a lot of, and there's a lot of the younger brothers that just come into play and they got the little, they put the iPods and they think they're doing something like, so it hurts the art form, but it is what it is. Like, how are we going to stop all those brothers? You're going to go around smack, yo, what you doing? You hurting us. You can't do that, but, it's happening. It's been happening for a while now. So, you just be like, all right, no, okay. So you just tell the person like, yo, listen, I'm giving you this price. Mm-hmm. This is what it is. He's giving you that price. You choose. But, everybody's always, but it's cheaper. It helps. And okay, then you see what happens at the end. See how your event is different from if I would have been doing it. That's it. Just pick a little bit of quality. Take your time. If you have to choose somebody, listen to some mixes. Yo, give me some mixes. Give me a 10-minute mix. Tell me, do something better than just going, well, he's cheap. No, don't do that. You hurting the art form. But there's a lot of brothers that don't care about the other brothers that's been doing it for so long. So, it hurts the art form. And I respect a lot of brothers out there that's doing it. I don't got no, listen, you could be better than me. You could be richer than me. We still do the same thing.
That's true.
Let's just help each other out.
That is true.
That's how I look at it. I don't got no time for that. I'm always telling brothers, yo, you want to put your mixes on my radio show? I'll play your mixes. I'm always looking for, talent to play their music. Yo, you want to get your songs played on my station? Come on, it's not my station per se, but I got my own show, Slap the Taste. Slap the Taste Radio on smradio.com. So, I just be like, I'm always going like this. My hand is always going. Mm-hmm. I'm willing to help. I don't got a problem with it. I ain't got a problem with it, Mm-hmm. Not a lot of brothers are like that, so,
That is true.
It is what it is. But I'm always, me and my love bug JoJo, we always trying to help out. That's what we do.
So we definitely had an opportunity to have two DJs on Mix103x TV, but now we have one who's been around for a bit longer, so he actually gave us a bit of insight of where it was and where it is and where it's going. So with that said, I definitely have to give a huge thank you to DJ Big Lou 163. Thank you so much for coming through. Hey, maybe one day he could even, DJ one of our shows.
Yeah, why not? And DJ Big Lou 163, Twitter, everything. Instagram,
let him know.
YouTube,
Let him know.
Everything. DJ Big Lou 163, like everything, literally. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, And I'm running with Colossal, so, we trying to do it up. And great brothers, they got a good movement. So DJ Big Lou 163 across the board. You just find me. Hit me up, whatever you want to talk about. I'm one of those guys. I'm not like, I'm too good for nah, man. Come on. Let's help each other out. That's how I look at it.
Definitely humble, and he's waiting for you guys to just reach out and just listen to him, ask advice, because he's been around. He's gonna be here even longer. So with that said, this has been Clev Brown with Mix103x TV. I want to give a huge thank you to DJ Big Lou 163, and please tune in next time. We're always gonna have something awesome for you guys. I guarantee it. I'm not lying.
Hey, it's your girl Karina Marie, and you are now rocking with Mix103x TV.
What's going on, guys? Clev Brown here, and welcome to another episode of Mix103x TV. And today I am joined by Andy Entre. Now, before we show you Andy Entre, I just got to say that this is definitely a long overdue interview. It's been in the making for such a long time, but Andy Entre is finally here, man. So tell us, how does it feel to finally be here? I'm really excited to have you here because we've been trying to get you on the show for the longest time, but you're finally here. So just to start things off, just give us a little introduction, who you are, what you do, and then we're just going to jump right into it.
Yeah, man. First thing first, it's a blessing to be here. You know what I'm saying? It was a long time because y'all been trying to get me since April, but I just been busy with like a lot of stuff like shows and everything else. But I'm an artist, you know what I'm saying? I rap, I sometimes do production, I'm always on the move all the time, whether it's like, not even music related, just always on the move and all, so.
So I definitely did have the opportunity to meet you way back when in Bar 580. I was doing
Yeah.
comedy. You were doing hip hop. And one thing that I really appreciate about you is that you seem to always know where all the dope venues are at for performances. You
Right.
actually showed me a few pretty cool venues to go and perform. So is that like a daily routine for you? Because you just seem to know where all the hot spots are at to be performing at. And like I follow you on social media, so if you're not directly inviting me to these places to perform at, you just seem to know. So
Yeah.
what is your process like for finding these different venues to perform at?
Nah, honestly, I actually get put on by like a lot of my peers, like my bro Tremaine. Like he puts me on to some shows. Some of the shows I actually find for myself sometimes, like whether I'm coming from a show and I'm like walking and like somebody just come out of nowhere and just give me a flyer or something like that, like yo, this is an open mic. You know what I'm saying, or such like that. Or I just find it for myself and anything. It just comes to me, So I just be living.
That's the best way to put it. So with that said, how important do you think it is for an artist to network? Because I definitely do see that you network almost all the time. In fact, when I first met you, I remember like it was yesterday. I got off the stage. You congratulated me on a great performance. I did the same to you.
Yeah.
And from right there and then, it was just like an instant connection. So why would you say networking as an artist is important? And does it benefit you? And if it doesn't benefit you, which I don't think it can't benefit you, but just tell me the benefits of networking as an artist.
At the end of the day, as a person that's trying to do what they gotta do, whether it's music, whether it's creating your own business or anything like that, like yo, you have to network in this world. You know what I'm saying? Because that's like probably like the only way for you to actually get out there. You know what I'm saying? And that's where a lot of successful people actually come out, by networking. That's where all of us have to start at. Because you never know like who you meeting, who you greeting. You know what I'm saying? Like I could be talking to you right now, and I never knew that you was like the king of Africa. You feel what I'm saying? So I
actually am. Can we not? Like,
you
can we
are?
not let the world know that I'm the king of Africa?
I never knew that.
Just shh.
I'm a king too. Shit. Shoot.
We're all kings.
Yeah. Nah, we all gods and kings. Nah, but like the way like networking benefits. You know what I'm saying? It's very. You have to really be persistent with everything. You know what I'm saying? Everything gotta be constant. Like when you networking and everything. You know what I'm saying? When you networking with somebody, you have to. It doesn't mean that you have to, but like you really have to like really reach out to that person that you're networking with, because it's a reason why you're doing it. Anyways, right. That person may be doing like camera recording for like Jay-Z or Lil Uzi Vert or somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody or so. Networking is the best thing to do. Facts.
So I remember, before I ask the question, usually whenever I have an artist in this chair, I always ask them who their influences are, how would they describe their style. And I remember when I first met you, and immediately when you got off stage, I told you that I think that your style is very similar to a mixture of Lupe Fiasco and Tupac. you remember when I told you that? I told you that.
Yeah, I remember that. It was on the train. Yeah, we was going back home.
So that's just how I would interpret Andy's music. If you guys haven't heard it, but you guys will yet. So that's just how I interpret his style. So I think it's best to go to the source and ask you directly, how do you interpret your style, and what are your influences are, and who gives you the drive for your own style?
Actually look up to like I look at a lot of artists like as inspiration. You know what I'm saying? Whether they're trash, whether they're nice, you know what I'm saying? It's just something about them. Like, it's a reason why they're there. You know what I'm saying? So, like, when niggas look at designer, like, when I look at designer, he's hype. He's trash, but he's hype. You know what I'm saying? His stage presence is like off the charts. So like I look at that sometimes, I'll be like, yo, this dude could really like rock the stage, you know what I'm saying? But then when it come down to like, his music, I mean like but I'm not gonna hold you, like, the production, like, like Timmy Turner and all that stuff is pretty lit. But not to get sidetracked on that. But like but really the artists that actually give me the drive is like you said, like Lupe gives me like a hell of a drive. J. Cole, Kendrick, Jay-Z, like all the real people that do music, you know what I'm saying, that's really about it, you know what I'm saying, it gives me that drive. But I also give myself that drive too, because
That's most
I
important.
told myself like, yo, I could really push myself and do what I gotta do, you know. Despite whoever says, forget what everybody else say, you know, I'm gonna do it regardless.
I love that about you. And unfortunately, time is ending pretty soon.
Yeah.
But before we get out of here, I definitely want you to just let people know where can they find you on social media, and how can we support. And lastly, do you have any upcoming shows? And if so, where can we find you at?
You can find me on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, everything else. Just type in Andy Entre. You feel me? Except at Snapchat is Andy Entre 420. That's ANDYENTRE 420.
Hey guys, Clev Brown here for another episode of Mix103x TV, and all the way from Jersey, I'm being joined by rapper MC Cash Rock. So welcome, man. Was it a long trip for you? Like, how far in Jersey are you?
Not too far. I'm only in Newark, New Jersey. It doesn't take too long to get over unless the traffic or the day that you pick to come over. And we picked to come over on a Friday, so it was just a slow moving graveyard, basically.
Definitely had to beat rush hour. You know, just get here at the right time.
It's not far though. It's real accessible.
Definitely. Well, welcome. You know, glad to have you here. So, as I said earlier, Cash Rock is an MC. You're working. Well, you already have a album out right now. He conveniently has it under his seat. So, briefly tell us a little bit about the album, any performances you have coming up, and everything. And also, just give us a little backstory. Like right now, this is you. Okay, so just talk about the album. Give us the whole origin of it right now. This is you. Your spotlight.
This is Cash Rocker, Rocker Radio Special Edition. It's a short version of what I'm going to put out. 6 tracks on there with a ghost track. That's an extra track on there. Got 2 producers on there, DJ JB, DJ Holla Kid. My other producer, DJ, Ramses Ali. He mixed down the tracks, engineered them, finalized them. Got 2 features on here, one with Ramses Ali and then another one with Rihanna. So we're trying to push a couple of these singles out. The biggest single on here is You Don't Know Me. That's on SoundCloud. All this is on SoundCloud right now. The biggest single that's coming out right now is You Don't Know Me. It's getting a lot of good feedback in New York, Brooklyn. Like I did stuff over at the Brooklyn Unity Fest. They liked our stuff. New Yorican Cafe. They love me over there. I love it over there too. They show a lot of love. So we've been trying to get around. We're trying to put together a 5-borough tour. I just recently came off of an independent tour, which included Mix103 at Bar 580. So that was I had 2 tour dates with them. They didn't even know, but I included them in my tour dates. The Seed Gallery. We did stuff at New Yorican, La Rouge in Newark, New Jersey. Back and forth between Newark and Brooklyn. Just trying to do it heavy.
Definitely, and it shows. You're holding it as it shows. So to segue into that, I definitely feel that like nowadays there are definitely a lot of artists who don't really. They draw a thin line between the artist aspect and the business aspect of the whole industry. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that is, and to just sum it up without blabbing, is I really commend artists who have an actual product of their music to be sold. You know, so there's so many artists, so many talented artists that I know that don't do that. You know, either because they don't have the resources to do it, they don't have the opportunity to do it. So I just want to talk to you briefly about like how that process was for you, and was it difficult, and what steps can you give advice to people who are trying to do the exact same thing, people who want to get an album out there. Like, what kind of work goes into doing that?
Just working hard at clocking in and out of your job. That's the main important reason. You got to have a job or some type of hustle to create some type of currency. You need currency, and you have to like save your money and just sacrifice eating a meal one day to eating some fast food or some snacks that day. You just gotta sacrifice to really save up your money to really put out your stuff. Find the best deals that's gonna work economically for you, and then put that together. That's the best way to do it. Save your money and then find the best deals that's gonna work for you, and try to do shortcuts. If you gotta make a CD on your own and put it out yourself, then do that. If you gotta call somebody else that's gonna make the cases, and then you got somebody else that's gonna do the flyers, and then you do the CDs, then you do it. Somebody's gonna do the artwork, or you can do it on your own. For me, I do basically most of my stuff, about 90% of my stuff on my own. Until I met Early Red over there to you right there. She's been helping me with a lot of stuff. But like I said, we try to do a lot of in-house stuff. Like I do my own artwork, graffiti and stuff like that, backdrops. And then we come up with the concepts for, you know, photos and stuff. And we go do photo shoots. We do our own photo shoots. We don't pay for nobody else to do the photos. And then we just try to do like a lot of stuff in-house. The more stuff you do in-house, the more cost you cut.
Nice.
It's more economic that way.
Definitely. So you definitely are thinking from the business aspect of it, and I assume that besides, you know, having the financial background to help you create an album, you also need the right team. And you mentioned before you have one person here that's here in the studio with us that's definitely on your team, and you also, you know, painted the option of people doing it themselves. Now, I've always heard this saying that just because you can do it yourself doesn't mean you should do it yourself. You know, so even if a person, now you might disagree or agree, but even if a person is capable of doing something, how important do you think it is to ask for help and network and reach out to people to help you build your product?
Oh, it's extremely important. No man can build a castle by himself. It's extremely important. The more hands you can work with, the more hands you shake, the more possibilities you create. You got to create more opportunities, more lanes. You can't just drive in one lane. You got to be able to switch. You won't be able to get that far if you're just in that one lane. Traffic might get heavy, and this lane right here might be empty. So you got to get over there and get up out of there and do what you got to do. So you got to be able to move and maneuver. My thing is maneuvering, and that's the best way to maneuver is do shows, open mics, wherever you got to go to. There's tons of artists that want to work with other people that probably don't know how to shake a hand and say, hey, I want to work with you. Approach that person and shake their hand. Say, hey, man, you dope. I like this. I like that. Let's work. Like, you meet people like that every day, all day. There's tons of people that's willing to network.
Hope you enjoyed the music videos and interviews. Now check us out on Instagram and YouTube on Mix103x. I'm Karina, and see you next time.